Hello and welcome to the ScreenShot, the show where we have raw and unfiltered conversations about issues that we face as young people of Zimbabwe. So today is a very special episode. We have Catherine, who is a member of the Side Youth Network, who is producing this entire show for us. So even Lingamboni, clap hands for Catherine. It's her show today. So today Sifonugo Kuluma about school dropouts in Zimbabwe. That's our topic for today. And joining me today are two amazing young people who I'm going to let introduce themselves.
Thank you for the opportunity. My name is Tanaka. I am a youth world developer and a serial entrepreneur, a founder of an organization which is called AfriPrime, which deals with equally empowering youths through sustainable initiatives. Yeah, and that's a little bit that I can say.
Okay, hi Tanaka.
Hello.
The next guest, please.
Hi everyone, my name is Nokono Tsambani. I am a student at Lupane. I am doing development studies and I'm a farmer. Yeah, that's a bit about me.
Well guys, welcome to the show. So today's Funugo Kuluma about school dropouts. So over the years, really, I'm sure we've seen Uguti, there are many children who drop out of school for different reasons. And so today we want to dive deep into what causes this, the issues, the solutions and stuff like that. And so my first question that I'm going to impose today is, Lina, as people who've worked with young people who know these things, and what age do most young people drop out of school? We're going to start with you, Tanaka.
Okay. The ages can be as young as 12 to 16. Some can drop out as soon as they finish their grade 7, being unable to continue on to Form 1 secondary. And some can drop off in between secondary, maybe from Form 4 or Form 3, Form 2 even, being A-level, because sometimes A-level it's not that much of a, some people don't take it as serious, and sometimes some people take it serious, and the problem I face I with babengela. So I think those are the ages engicabangelayo.
I think with A-level, most people vele abadinga umsebenzi abo eminye imisebenzi iyabifuna i-O-level kuphela, so you're like, let me not. So let's now talk about our causes. Let's get into it. What's the reason why young people are choosing to drop out of school? Okay, let me not say choosing, because it's not everyone who chooses this path. So why do young people drop out of school?
Okay, I would say from what I've seen, it's early pregnancies. Like when they get pregnant, especially girls, young girls, when they get pregnant, they can't go back to school. Families would like pushele from the guy who has impregnated the girl, and after that a future value for them. And some of them right now, I think the government has accepted those who are pregnant, they can still go to school, but the discrimination that they face, people have not accepted that to same class fundelo mundo's and even the teachers, it's like you're encouraging other students to do the same, so it will cause them to drop out of school. And even finances at home to make kids not to go to school. They'll be seeing a situation in Linogu to know some kids mature fast. They understand the parent is struggling to pay for my school fees, but maybe if I drop out and do this and that to help out at home, it could bring in something productive, to help out the parent.
That's very true.
I like your point on pregnancy and being shamed at school for being pregnant. I don't really think it's easy to sit down in a class and fuka isisu. Yeah, I really like that point. What else?
So adding on, I think what Nokon was saying is actually very true. Even I've come to realize with the work that we do with young people, especially emakaya, that sometimes it could be the setup. Emakaya, they might not be izikolo zonke available, right? To say maybe secondary schools, ezinjalo, or resources, because emakaya it's walking a long distance, like 5 kilometers to go to school, right? And abazali, maybe they don't even have the money of school fees. Then now they don't have, so private thing, imali transport, and probably transport having echo, so you need to find amahonda lawana, and now you're just putting yourself in danger. So it's just causes that keep stacking on each other. But sometimes it's the environment, because emakhaya I've realized sometimes izikolo zangikhona amanye emakhaya ethola ukuthi akula le secondary, so how are you going to continue in that? And the social perspective is ungaqeda grade 7 usiye mine, so ukuthi wena uzicabangele ukuthi yaso kunzima, you become a school dropout, but kuwe you're not a school dropout, you just continue with life because of the social setup.
Have we ever come across a situation of like child marriages? Because there was, when I was in grade 7, and I used to learn with this girl, very brilliant, like one of the girls, Labana Babechona, with their hands up, and you are coming to the future, you know, people would be in competition with her. And so when I went to Form 1, she was supposed to go to another school, you know. So Form 1, Form 2, I met with this other girl lying on Fundala, the same class in primary school. I asked her, Uzban saying upon, and they said, Unkazana Kona, Wahamba Chatiswa. And she was brilliant in school, like we are going to talk intelligent, like naturally, but she also worked hard. And they said, Bam Chatisa to this man who already has like 4 wives. You know, so at first I had to verify the story. Yes, I was able to this one. Many facts and sources said so no, she was forced to drop out of school because of that. So have you guys ever encountered a situation with your work or just generally in your lives, Lapa, where young girls are now taken into marriage? Oh, I also read an article to young boys also that
yes,
that's what I heard. True. So it's not only girls. So what do you guys think? Is it something a look sensagala this time around?
Yeah, and it's pretty easy. I would like to say that it's pretty easy for umntwana wenkazana. You find ukuthi usesikolo and maybe uhlani lo mnye ubaba ehle ukuthi uyakuthanda. Maybe usitshela ukuthi you are in love. Usuthi isikolo, or you just get married khona. And sometimes, like you were saying, situation with it was the family that forced them. It's and you can't even say anything njengomntwana because uzathini, uzayala, uzahamba kubani. Yes, sometimes it's good to hambe report and the likes, but sometimes as kids we don't think that because we trust our parents. You know, we've grown up with the parents, and with sense yaba reporter, you know, it's something engayenziyo. So sometimes kuba easy ukuthi umuntu drop out, especially for boys. For boys it's easy to drop out because imali. Yes, you're in constant search of imali. Maybe sokuthiwa akula mali endlini, so isidingo uyazihambela emine uyosebenza, uyahambe 30-piece job, you don't think ngokunengi vele.
Yeah, and also I think to add on to that, I think it's the issue of lack of role models for young people. They don't have abantu who they look up to. Okay, Uzbani has been through a hardship, yes, but they have worked hard to get to where they are. And also with your right education, the purpose of the education, why am I really going to school? Because if you ask abantwana abancane, most of them, they feel like going to school is a form of abuse. It's just like you have to go to school because that's what the parents say when I was to hambela nesikolo ngokwakho. And then lama peer pressure, the friends that we have, they influence the way you think, you know, and you end up indulging into izinto that are not healthy for you, I guess, if I may put it like that.
Yeah, it's the easy way out.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Last week we were talking about a topic it was the value of education. Yabona Tina, we grew up having the slogan in our head: education is the key to success. Education is the key to success, and like you always knew, which for me, in order to be successful, I have to have an education. But you know, things have changed so drastically over the years.
Yeah.
You can now have some level of success without having that education. I mean, let's look at social media, and I think most of us are now enticed by what we see online, and it's easier to now just take a phone, fake camera laphana, if you're nkazana and you consider yourself having a good body and you can make it, you don't need to stay in school and I mean, what did you say is the easier way out?
Yeah, it's the way, because I was reading an article. It was saying about something about a girl who did an OnlyFans. She's in Zimbabwe. She did an OnlyFans. I think she's making about 5,000 US per week. And she was like, even my teacher was on OnlyFans paying me 1,000. So in that situation, whereby even your teachers now. So I'm saying, yeah, school. It's school with youth. School is hard. It's you need books, it's a lot. But then one of these other things that entice them. Then they're like, kulula, I just love this guy. How is that really hard? Yeah. So school is an investment and it takes people time. And sometimes on the other side of the bridge. So but I could have just done that. I went to school and did this route.
Yeah.
I think my parents used to say, let's say I wanted to pursue a career outside the school guidelines, and they always told me, always have a backup plan. I think that's what they usually say. Let's say you want to be a singer or something, and have a backup plan, and it doesn't. But I think behind the scenes, when we tell about this video I saw was on site Facebook, some girls are dropping out by dopa waste and stuff like that, and then they are moving into commercial sex work in order to survive, but they're not using school as an option. And so basically, umbuzo wami ukuthi, when it comes to gender, which gender? Is it predominantly girls who drop out of school, or is it guys?
I'd like to say it's predominantly girls, because they are the most vulnerable, based on statistics. They are the most vulnerable gender, mostly. So they are very vulnerable in terms of family, maybe if there's abuse, if there's anything, but not discrediting boys. Boys also need to be providers. When you look at ama setups, amakaya now, the family dynamic has changed. It's no longer the neutral aspects of family, but so much child-headed families sometimes. And in a child-headed family, mostly you drop out of school, you don't have an option. So I would like to say it's weighing on each other, but I'd say it's 60-40, with girls being at 60 and boys being at 40. Yeah, that's what I think. I don't know about you.
I would say back in the days, and it was mostly girls a lot. And katesi, kids are maturing fast, and they are exposed to a lot of things that are changing, like the way umntwana obeyaziwa ngakhona in a society, the way umntwana is expected to feel or think. So I would say both the girls, like igrafi yankhona singani silingana, because the expectations of a society, when they say ukuthi umntwana ongumfana is supposed to be a provider, is supposed to be this and that. Even us as girls, most of us, when we go out there searching for a partner or something, it has to be someone who has something. Yeah, but so for them to be just sitting at school thinking, okay, I have to wait for a process here, school, and then go look for a job and do that. Some of them drop out so that they could make a life for themselves at a very early stage. So that when the girl child might say, they would, okay, this is the time when I go, looking for a partner for myself. I find, okay, we're same age and you have something for yourself. So I would say, I
don't think we talk enough about the pressure that boys go through from a young age. I don't think we really talk about it, because from like what you guys have said, from a young age you're expected to eventually become a provider. That is a load on your shoulders, because I've never been told to like uzabe
that's true.
I've been told I'll be a nurturer, and izagcina umuza lapho uthi imali vela ngaphi uzabe like I've never had that kind of pressure. And now that I think about it, and when you might sit in class and kulabangani bakho abayenza ama-score lani and when you're just sitting in class and you might have a thought ukuthi but no ngithayibweni senginjani, what's the word, but I'm not going to make it as much as my friends are making it.
True.
So I think that's a topic
ukuthi usubuyele emuva and ungakhangela futhi even statistics for ama-suicide it's now isekhwela kakhulu on guys because it's because of the pressure. One of the things, the factors contributing to ama-suicides for them, it's that pressure that the society puts on them.
Yeah, it's been like that for a while though, if you look at it, because when you look at history, when we talk of research, the first research that was done when it was the industrial age, when the industrial age started happening, it was done by Emil Durkheim. When he did it, it was ukuthi abo baba sebesebenza, right? Asambe so khangela ukuthi sokuhamba njani. Then he discovered ukuthi no, bahamba besebenza, but there's so much stressors, and then kusiba le suicide rate. It's been like that for a while, but then as guys, the thing with that is we're not expressive as such, so we won't khala ngakho kangaka. We just like it's okay.
No, plus we also tell you have to be strong.
You have to be a man.
You see, so it's
you know those days.
Exactly.
So you can't afford to be vulnerable.
It's toxic masculinity, I think. Yeah, toxic masculinity on how you think as a guy. It's shaped us. Lami nginje, when you said it, I was like, remember, but how come I didn't even think about that point, yabo. Yeah, yabo. Because I was really thinking about other things, like to say, amankazana. Because I met with this other person, ukuthi kasahambeeskolo, kakwanisa kuhambe eskolo because family yakhe they are paying for ubhuti wakhe rather yena. So it's like, I want to say ukuthi women, you find out ukuthi even in families, when they look at who should we invest at more. So linking it with what you're saying, even now society views it that way, families view it that way, guys must provide, so let's invest in the guys. Amankazana as far as gets kugcinwa abantwana, so
just have to look pretty.
So so othi kahambe esikole umfana lo ekesale mbijana. It's another reason for school dropouts at the end of the day.
So we don't it means we're not measuring ngengqondo zomuntu, we're just measuring your gender.
Exactly.
Yokuthi umfana vele is not even interested in school like that. Ulamanye talents, because I think the other problem that we have with our school system is we focus on academics more than other talents that we might have. Not everyone is academically gifted, and not everyone is physically gifted. So balance. So manje guys, now we've talked about this. Let's talk solutions now. Oh, and our lovely producer did mention something about kuma guidelines. About how the community can also help and doing this in dropouts. Like siyazifaka endabeni zabantu or try and mind your own business.
Mind your own business.
If you see someone next door, he or she has dropped out of school, what do we do as a community? What do we do as people? What are the solutions? And this kulumela organizations ancedayo izinto endabeni lezana.
I think there should be ama youth centers, youth centers, whereby the craft of young people, they are taught imisebenzi yezandla or their talents, is it writing or music or whatever that you like to do, because ezinye izinto they are not being done at school abaziqakathekise esikolani. So some of the dropouts, they are not like in a negative way ukuthi umuntu uchiya isikolo, they are doing something that's not going to help them, like going indlela wrong. And some of them, they are chasing their dreams which they think ukuthi our provider is school. Do you get what I'm saying? So if we have those youth centers, okay, young people, yes, you go to school, but maybe on weekends, keep yourselves busy by going to youth centers and doing this and that. And also having pep talks with young people and, showing them role models, which, okay, so and so have made it, but you still have to have school as something to fall back on, like you said, right? And also having safe spaces for young people to speak out their emotions. Because yes, lava endlini, but you can't share with them what you're really going through, what's affecting you. You know, like what are your dreams? And we can't, my parents, they just say go to school. They just do, they don't know what are your dreams? With your life. It's not, it might not be academical, but whatever it is, support me in that field, but also show me the importance of going to school. So I think, yeah, it could help.
That's so true. I think even adding on to that, when you talk of youth centers, that's a very good point. I think with the youth centers that have been available, with what I've done research and worked with some of them, most of them are there and Kulama crafts, but they need to say update the courseworks and the likes, because in a craft center maybe where you're going to learn about beading and the likes, it's good, but you know, some situations now, graphic design, you know, how to build phones and the likes, which is repair and you know, those are easy ways, tight spots, you can just make money from them, you know. And in my organization at AfriPrime, we have 2 programs that we're currently implementing on dealing with the unemployment and the school dropouts. Yeah, for economical empowerment. So the first one is Jova, which is Jova Hub, which is Jobs and Vacancy Hub, where we send jobs and vacancy opportunities to youths, and we help them through our CVs and the likes, you know, just in case like even though they are school dropouts, if you want, you can then go and get a job, and then you can get yourself on the right path, because most of them sevens you can get yourself back to school, you know. And the other thing that we do is information centers. We go in Makai and we build information centers because the knowledge gap is big. There are children that are in school, there are children that are out school. We want them information centers at Tukubenjama library. We have books in those information centers, but we're also training them in skills development. So youth in school can come, read books, go to library. Youth out of school can come, read books. Then it's going to be something that's going to propel them in future. So those are some of the programs that we are implementing as AfriPrime. So that's how we are trying to combat school dropouts.
Yeah, I think you mentioned something. Ukuthi mele update izinto.
Yeah.
Also, you know, my center, I feel like mele kufunza relatively youths futhi abantu abangekho, no offense to the older generation, but you know, times have changed.
Exactly.
You know, if you're going to move into a field, let's say graphic design, you know, things are now so different. Like for someone who's up to date with these things. I think one thing that also fails our school system is stagnant. We don't want to move with the times. You can't still be having the same syllabus. My kid is going, you know, it doesn't make sense. These days we've got AI, you know, these are interesting things, robotics and stuff like that. And so for us to also let you be interested, I mean, if you see these things in the age of social media, you know these things exist, and then you go to school or guys.
I actually read an article on that. The government wants to now start investing in ICT.
Yes, they
and
should.
I'm thinking we are now starting to try investing in ICT. But when you look at other people, in other countries, you see like umntwana grade sefundeng robotics coding, ukuthi ama-drone a-operate njani.
Because nathi siyamhlaba.
Uyayithuka yikuyini kanti lokho? Suloyiwe. You know, so it's like we are backward. Zimbabwe is it's going to development, but we need more knowledge. School dropouts need more knowledge. We need to turn this economy to be a knowledge-based economy that is driven by knowledge, because knowledge is about school dropouts. You've dropped out of school. It doesn't mean it's the end of the day. It's the end of the world. Susifa. No. There's still light at the end of the tunnel. You can do this, you can learn, you can do a skill, you can go back to school actually, you can continue from there, you know. Yeah, so it's something like that, yeah.
So as umphakathi sithini, what do we do when we see situations like this, not only about ama-dropouts, like izinto esikhulume ngazo ezinjengaba-child marriages and like, is it our responsibility or sifuna ukuphila ngo it's not my business, I'll stay out of it? I mean, personally, I think we should call people out, especially in the child marriages thingy. I don't think it's okay for me to sit down and watch a 12-year-old be married to a 40-year-old man. I don't think uyahlala kahle kimi. And sile problem, especially the older generations, where ababe sithi into ziyakhulunyelwana as a family. Like if a child is perhaps raped by some old man, and so kuthiwa ifamily zizakhulumelana so kukhitshwa ama-damages inkomo. What about umntwana yena lo? What damages? I don't think abhadaleka to the extent yokuthi uyakhohlwa okwenzakeleyo kuyo. So I feel like we should be the generation of calling people out. If we're able to call out people on Twitter, yes, man, let's cancel him. But we're not able to cancel our own people as lawo. I think that's a problem. So mina personally, let's call them out. Obaba bona labana labo mama bona asebe believer in umntwana ukuthi in favor of the brother or something like that. So what do you guys think as umphakathi? What do we do?
Bring them to the spotlight.
Also, kati amapolice are one.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like there's an issue in my neighborhood. There's this kid. She got pregnant when she was 14 years old. She was the same age with my little sister. So when she got pregnant, the guy who impregnated her was 17, 18 years of age. So unkazana lo, she stays with ubaba wake, right? But ubaba wake usebenza ama night shifts. He only comes at home during the day for like 2-3 hours and then goes back to work. So ukuthi umntwana loana uyahamba isikolo kumbe kahamba isikolo, because most of the time she didn't go to school. Hlangana la emgwaqweni with the guys, drunk, dressed however and whatnot. But abantu, what I was noticing is that as a community, Lama was wrong obviously, but what we were doing, we were judging her. With how yenza so, why engayenzi so, but no one went to her to tell her ukuthi, why don't you do this? What's going on? What's the matter? To understand and listen to her and lend a hand until she got pregnant. Then when she got pregnant, as Africans, but what happened in that situation, the mother came from SA and came back. What they were doing, they were sourcing out ukudla from the boy child. Because in so they were the guy is supposed to feed the unborn child. So was them say agala cooking oil, agala cabbage, agala mpupu. The boy doesn't work. God knows what he does, right? And then she miscarried. Now the child will go back to school, however, she's the one who's demanding the damages from the guy. They are not saying anything. So I'm saying maybe as a society, we empowerment programs or just talking in general as youth, we talk, we have problems yahlangana sibonisana ukuthi problem ilala la sifuna lokhan, but whatever sikufunayo on the top kulabantu abadala that we are supposed to approach with, okay, into lesifuna but kulo muntu omdala lapha who doesn't understand the mindset, the mentality that we have, why we are pushing the agenda that we're pushing. So in masihlanganisa ama youths khona laphana, let's also call abantu abadala to understand ukuthi okay, the children that they raised abakhula beyibo right back in the days, they are no longer the same kids. When they are complaining, ama 2K this, ama 2K they are like this and that. But these are different creatures, different people, and they have to understand that. But we are not calling them to understand who these 2000s are and how to deal with them.
Yeah.
So I think yeah.
That's true. Yeah, it's very true. For me, it's been realizing that some of the people that have the confidence to do some of these acts are mostly powerful people, and to call them out sometimes kuba nzima. Yeah, so is doing this, and maybe they're a counselor, maybe they're MP or something. They're doing this. so call it out, you know, it's going to be hard to really address that. You can have my rights, you can have all that, but at the end of the day, you know, kuba nzima if people are using their positions of power to actually exploit people like abantwana. So I think calling them out is another, but also strengthening like reaction here to like how the police react, how the community reacts, because and sometimes maybe they are not jailed, or 1 week after that they are outside, says free bail. Yeah, so it becomes hard.
I think one thing that has us as people of Zimbabwe is fear, because we've seen what happens when you speak out.
Exactly.
But I have a strong belief in young people, Nama 2K. I have a strong
The new creatures.
The new creatures.
The new creatures, you know, it's a different time. I mean, it caresses, we are at a critical time between being kids and adulthood. If future impilo zoyiphila. So if you're not willing to fight for your future,
I think also a way to reach out to the adults would be churches. Abantu abadala, they go to church a lot. Kungaba le problem, it's church. Kungaba la look, it's church. Whatever problem that they have, it's church. And our pastors that we have, ngabantu abadala, with that old mindset. So if we educate the leaders of our churches so that whatever that they preach, they don't speak ill or against the young people, but they open the minds of abantu abadala to understand that there's people that they live with, the children that they live with, you know. Parents are so strict. Then you go to, you confide to a friend, then the friend a different route, you know, and then at the end of the day your life is ruined. But if and be my friend, you know, this course I phone others. I think churches, they are a place to go to.
And
spoil the child.
Anyway, guys, sure. Thank you for coming. We've come to the end of our segment today. I hope you guys learned something from Mama 2K, the new creatures. But I learned a new term. Thank you guys for joining us. And if you have any suggestions on topics that you want us to cover on the show, or any guests that you would like us to interview, please leave your comments and your likes. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.